Okay, so now I have this 6-inch scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive tape. I'm gonna put I've already measured, I've already figured out where I want what. These are the 2 pages that are gonna be gessoed only. And now I wanna pick up this page. Doesn't really matter. I can change up how I orient it later. Just wanted to show you a few times of putting this scrapbook.com tape to use, roll to use. I'm gonna make sure that's burnished real well here in a minute, but for now, just getting it on and rolling it out. This will ensure that I have really good adhesive on these panels, because I've decided I'm not going to do every panel. I'm kind of going to do like every other panel. So when I originally I thought I was going to need like 32. I'm probably going to wind up just with like 8 to 12, because I've decided I do like the way the page feels, and I want the little funky crinkle that happens when you gesso a page that you have no business gessoing. And I'm also gonna add in some just plain watercolor and some plain cardstock. When I did have this theme and I had all this scrapbook paper that I was dying to get rid of, well, now I'm just going to do like maybe every other one with a printed page, and then gesso in between, watercolor in between, and is that watercolor? Nope. I think I've about 2 watercolors, and maybe a little bit of acrylic paper. Maybe I'll do some plain black paper as well. So I've decided to make this a real true junk journal. It's going to have all sorts of surfaces, rather than just finding some pretty scrapbook paper that worked well together, and it does, and it did, but I just decided I didn't want to do that. You still see what I'm doing here? Yeah. This is kind of the fun part for me. I think this is a lot of fun when you can go back and I'll get out some dies, and I'll get some distress. I think I have vintage photo and a couple of really cool colors from Tim Holtz that I can sort of gunk up the sides of the edges before I paste them down. I liked this one and this one. These are pretty. This is some pretty paper. I've had it forever, and you know, it's just one of those things that it's time to go. Time to get used up. I haven't scrapped book in years. My son is now 24. And I think the last scrapbook entry was, I don't know, he was 3 or something. So to say I'm light years behind in scrapbooking is putting it mildly. And yet I have all these 12 by 12 pads, so I like to use them in journals, and I like painting on top of them, because all of this, if I just lightly coat it with gesso, it'll push it back to the back anyway. And that's fine with me. I'm going to cut this off here, because I want to show you for the cover. I got a piece of cardstock, but I wanted this to go over the side, so I'm going to score it at like right here, and then maybe a 1/2 inch, so it has a bit of a binder to it, a bit of a spine. And then this is going to be my back cover, sort of like that. And I made this, make sure this is extra wide so it would cover my front cover. But I want to be sure to do this last because I don't know how thick the book's going to wind up being once I add all these cardstocks to the pages. So I'm going to make sure I save this for the last entry, but I wanted you to see how pretty this is. It really kind of drives me crazy when someone makes double-sided paper because then you have to choose which side is going to get seen, and I'm not very good at that. I usually love both sides, but in this case, I'm going to use that. That kind of looks like a back to me, and use this as the front cover, and I'll probably try to find some way to ribbon it, tie it. I'll try to put something in between this cover and the front and this cover in the back so I can tie the two together or lock it or something. So that's for the cover. And for now, now that you see what I'm doing here, I'm gonna go ahead and fix a few pages together, gesso a few pages. I'm just using the Liquitex gesso. Should be matte, very matte finish. So that's all that I'm using in these. Not gonna focus, doesn't matter. So I'll just stop here, get these added on, and get back with you.